All right, what's up? This is part 2 of the thing. Where'd the preview go? So, all right, this is what we're working with. All right. All right, part 2 is interesting, but it's also, I realize it's a very deep rabbit hole because there's a lot of options when it comes to part 2. And I don't want to have to like do this again. So I'm going to try and simplify it as much as I can. And then like maybe go over some principles. It's not supposed to be this complicated, but it can be if you want it to. So how do we start? We need a sampler. You always need a sampler for everything, all right? Or something that does sampling, whatever. We got this. So what are we trying to do? We're trying to 2x the image. So I'm going to start off by doing that with the 4x because all of the upscalers are 4x. So we got a 4x. It's whatever, anime, who cares? Dude, it doesn't matter. We plug this image into here. So that gets 4x, but that's way too big, dude. So now we go to image, upscaling by. Shrink these down a little bit. All right, bilinear. 0.5. Now it's 2 times as big. Simple math. 4 divided by 2. 4 times 0.5. 0.5 is 1 over 2. All right, cool. So now you know. Now you know math. But we need to convert this back into latent because this takes a latent image. So that's easy. Latent v encode. Plug this into here. Take the v, plug that into here. And then this goes here. All right, first step's done. It's the easy part. I move this over here. All right. So this is where it gets fun. The reason why all this is so complicated is because this is not the request express. This is like the request trip to Mars because it takes so long. But like every single one of these uses a different model, a different LORA stack, different conditioning blocks for every single step. And if you want, you can actually like duplicate these sections and then have entirely new text encoded like conditioning for that, if that makes sense. But that's like, as you can see, that can get very complicated very fast. And I'm just trying to make this a basic tutorial. So for the sake of that, or this, we're just gonna use the same conditioning from the initial gen and then plug it into this step. We're gonna use the same conditioning for the entire thing, but if you want, we're gonna use the same we're gonna use the same conditioning, the same model, and the same like stack for the whole thing just to keep it simple. But if you want, you can make individual blocks for every single step of the way and then get like very, very precise control over the entire generation. Like if you want to do that, it's an option. But I'm not gonna make a 12-hour tutorial. I'm sorry. All right. So model, same thing. Just gonna plug that into there. The positive and negative conditioning, we're gonna use a little something fancy though. We're going to use the advanced control net because it's fancy. We're gonna use 2 of them, dude. They're so good. We're gonna use line and depth. So put these over here. And then, like I said, we're gonna keep this simple. So we're gonna plug this into here. Plug this into here. And then, like I said before, let's get these control net loaders. We're going to use line. Where is it? Line art. For the other one, depth. Control net loader. Depth. There we go. But we still have to process the images. You can't just plug this into here. You can't. Well, I mean, you can, but it's not going to work how you think. I'm gonna show you. Preview image. We're gonna see what happens. We're gonna see what happens if you configure these incorrectly. While it's loading, I'm gonna set these nodes up. So like I said, preprocessor, line extractor, anime line art. Nope. She has like chicken scratches on her face. Chicken scratches everywhere. There's chicken scratches everywhere. It's just like the lines are really weird. Something's not right with it. you know. Control net preprocessor, normal line, minus depth map. All right, and now we plug this image into here, this image into here, and then this is what goes in here. You gotta process the image first, but you gotta use a preprocessor. The only exception I know of is which one is the tile or IP2P or in paint. All right, there's actually a lot that you don't need to preprocess an allied, but the ones that I usually use, I need to do it. So yeah, whatever. So that goes in there. We plugged them in right this time. 1D noise is very high. And I don't like the sampler either. I'm going to use this Keras. I really don't know too much about this, but from what I've read, actually, no, I think it's this one. This is like the good combination for image to image. It's actually not bad, but I feel like there's missing depth information in this area. And there's something funky going on right there too. There's like that weird crease, if you can, yeah. So 1 is very high. 1 is way too high. Were those errors there already? Kind of. I didn't notice that until now. So these are the things to keep. This is why I said in part 1, any artistic errors that you have in an image are going to get worse as you go along in the step. So it's just good to like keep an eye on things and like have an awareness that AI will try and mess the image up more than try and fix it. So we can't let it have complete control over everything. Maybe half control. Was the chest already like that? Oh no, she was wearing a shirt. Alright, I think that's better. The face is unacceptable. The hands have gotten worse. And there's this. Ugh. That's gonna bother me. This is gonna get funky too. This is gonna get real. These hands are gonna get really funky in the later stages. But yep. For simplicity's sake, this is the second step. The enhanced high-res whatever dude thing. Let's organize this a little bit. This over here. Bring this here, I guess. I have no idea. Dude, organizing is hard. And then I can go here, sure, why not? Or maybe like that. Trying to conserve space. Make this a different color too, so I don't confuse it with everything else. Yellow, why not? Alright. And then give the group a title. Group title. Why not? Alright. This face is unacceptable. We're going to fix that in episode 3. Alright. Questions, leave them in the comments. The links for these nodes will be in the description. Have a nice day.